It's time for another round of live, local, play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro Sports on PSB Media.
Taken away by Spinner, potential shorthanded opportunity. Here comes Steven Spinner, the captain. Shot, oh!
Great blocks in front of him, just waits for him to develop, breaks an arm tackle, and he'll dive for the end zone.
Watch the teamwork, tradition, and all-out competition unfold live on any streaming device.
Annie with it, gives off for Zulsdorf through traffic. Here's an opportunity, score! Oh boy.
PSB Media's coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by The Malt Store, Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, Athlete PT, Noodles & Company of Eden Prairie, The Sun Current, The Tavern on 4 and 5, and in partnership with Minnesota Football Magazine, the Pioneer Press, and BEC TV.
And it drops! The game is over! Forest Lake wins 1-0 in the bottom of the 10. Brett Gravel is the hero.
Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports. PSB Media.
Brady Shue up from his defense. We'll leave it for Graham. Graham works his way and scores in overtime. Michael Graham with the game.
Game time is coming up next.
And welcome in here to PSB Media as we're providing live coverage tonight of Eden Prairie and Bloomington Jefferson hockey. This will actually be a kind of a cooperative broadcast with our friends over at BEC TV in Bloomington, as we'll be taking their feed and showing you their broadcast. But for now, I am Brett Johnson, live here in the PSB studios. I'll be jumping in every once in a while during the intermissions, pregame and postgame, giving you updates on games taking place around the state, and also a little preview and also post-game show of tonight's game as well. Looking forward to a good matchup right here on PSB. The guys at BEC not quite ready yet to go on air. In fact, I don't even think they're ready to drop the puck yet over at the Bloomington Ice Garden in just off 98th and France over in Bloomington. It will be kind of interesting tonight because they're actually playing on a secondary rink over at the Bloomington Ice Garden. The main rink is not available as Kennedy is playing Chaska in a game, so Jefferson and Eden Prairie will actually be squaring off on Rink 3 at the Bloomington Ice Garden, and that's kind of an interesting point because that is actually an Olympic-sized sheet of ice. So that could make things a little bit more wide open for this evening's game. Of course, if you're an Eden Prairie fan or a Jefferson fan, your team's a little familiar with that, as both squads played in their respective section championships last year at Mariucci Arena, which of course features an Olympic-sized sheet of ice. Looking at tonight's matchup, Jefferson comes in with a 10-7 record. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. They most recently beat a pretty good Brainerd team on Saturday by a score of 6-1. Eden Prairie, on the other hand, comes in with an identical 10-7 record. They're coming off back-to-back losses to Wayzata and Minnetonka. Both those scores were 4-2, although Eden Prairie actually outshot both of their opponents. So despite those 2 losses, Eagles still playing some pretty good hockey thus far this season. We have a big lineup change for Eden Prairie as Coach Lee Smith has shuffled his lines around quite a bit. Same with the defense. In fact, we'll go ahead and tell you a little bit more about that as the pregame show continues here on PSB. And again, when they go live at the Bloomington Ice Garden, we'll send things over to the gentlemen over at BEC TV. But for now, this is high school hockey on PSBMN.com.
Larry, what's with all that racket?
I'm loving my new digs. This compost is amazing. Come on in, give it a try.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, you weren't kidding, Larry. This stuff is great.
The Mulch Store has compost your garden, and yes, even the worms will love. Stop by any of the Mulch Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee to pick up the best compost in the Midwest. Online at mulchstoremn.com. Also shop rocks, seed, soil, edging, and more. Now's the time to make your neighbors green with envy.
Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
I am never getting married.
Never.
Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Hi, Grandma. Hi, Timmy. I hope you're hungry.
Sure am, but I prefer broccoli to mushrooms.
Well, I prefer your brother to you.
Don't mess with Grandma's dishes. Mess with ours instead. Delicious dishes from around the globe that you're free to customize. Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
And welcome back to the pregame show of high school hockey here on PSB Meeting You, getting you set for the drop of the puck here between Bloomington Jefferson and Eden Prairie right here on PSBMN.com. Again, still a few minutes away from them being ready out there at the Bloomington Ice Garden. Sometimes these games will get started a little bit late when the JV ones run a little bit long, and I'm sure that's the case over there at the Ice Garden currently. Before we went to break, told you about how Eden Prairie has made some major changes in their lineup for tonight's game, as Lee Smith kind of switching things up a little bit to try to break up this two-game losing streak that they're on. And the most notable change is that Michael Graham and Casey Mittelstadt will actually now be on separate lines for this evening's game. Michael Graham will center the first line, with Tyler Safgren playing over at right wing, while Mark Sullivan, who's pretty much been playing defense the entire season, will actually slide up and play left wing on that first group for Eden Prairie. Casey Mittelstadt will center the second line as he kind of moves back to his more natural position. He had been playing left wing up on that first line for Eden Prairie, but Mittelstadt will center the second line. Nolan Sullivan, guy who's played with Casey Mittelstadt quite a bit throughout their youth days, will be over at left wing. Riley Argetsinger will be on the right wing for the Eagles. He had a goal against Minnetonka in Eden Prairie's last game. Then on the third line, Hugh Trumpy will center that group with Alex Pizon at left wing. Carter Patterson up from the JV squad. Big-bodied kid will be playing over at right wing. Then the fourth line is Coach Lee Smith going to take this group 4 lines deep tonight. Hunter Johannes will center the fourth line with Matt Hastings at left wing, Spencer Steen over at right wing. And taking a look at the defensive pairs, Nick Lieberman, Brady Shue will be the top D pair. Second group will be Andy Aguilar and Louis Rail. Then the third defensive pair, Brett Boldenau and Wes Young. Shonda Rocher will make the start tonight for Eden Prairie between the pipes, as we're looking forward to a good matchup here between Eden Prairie and Bloomington Jefferson. Again, both teams with identical 10-7 records. Jefferson trying to continue the bit of resurgence that they've been on the past few years. And Jefferson actually made the section championship last year before bowing out to two-time defending state champions Edina. So, again, a few minutes away from puck drop from the Bloomington Ice Garden, with kind of an interesting situation playing over at Rink 3 due to the main rink being used for Kennedy versus Chaska this evening. So it'll be interesting to see how they square off over on Rink 3, which is an Olympic-sized sheet of ice. We'll go ahead and take another timeout and hopefully have the drop of the puck on the way in just a few minutes. You are watching high school hockey right here on PSB Media.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
I really loved this book. Me too. What was your favorite part? The beginning?
The beginning was good.
Did anyone actually read the book?
I really like this wine.
You don't need a book club to drink wine with friends. Great wine and globally inspired food at Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Hey, look, he's the State Farm guy.
Yeah, and he's discount double checking.
Oh,
Hans and Franz?
surprise.
Well, here's another surprise for you. Muscle. Hear me now and believe me later. You pumped up our wallets with the discount double checking, so we want to repay the favor and pump you up. Sorry, what?
Pull us, you flabby loser! You'll thank us later.
That's right. Double check your diet.
Roll your boat.
Gently down the loser stream.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doesn't this hurt?
Not with those puny arms.
You don't just lift dumbbells, you drink them. Now, come on.
That's right. Feel it.
Hello, muscles.
The whole thing?
Yeah, when you're finished, you can eat this up too. Congratulations, Aaron.
You earned the suit. It's a start.
Yeah, not bad.
Really?
Pump up your savings with a discount double check.
Nice block, Adams.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PS. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please, tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
And welcome back here to PSB Media's coverage of
play, 2.13 goals against, and a 91% save percentage. First good chance there. Waldron has to come up with the pad save, his second of the night. Center around, here's Clint Moe. Breakouts are going to be key for the Jaguars, and they get one here. Into EP territory, Lescarbo, the sophomore, sends it down low. Picked up there by Casey Middlesteck. Talented number 11 for the Eagles. Slap back the other way. Spacing is critical when you're playing on Olympic-sized sheet, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, spacing is critical. You know, certainly your entire team positioning, very important.
Speaking of talented sophomores, Noah Gansky, number 17, factors prominently in this Jaguar offense. Eden Prairie, long distance attempt. Good speed by the defense of the Jaguars there. Getting back was Jake Milkey, number 7. One of their seniors on D. Milkey will send it around for Gansky. He'll send it to center. Played right back in by the Eagles. No serious attempts in terms of scoring by either team so far. Just a couple shots on goal. 3 minutes in. Sent back into the Jaguar zone. Waldron will touch it up. Sweeney looking for a breakout as EP on a line change. Touched into the zone by Talon Maduri. Maduri, senior forward, number 8. Jefferson on the forecheck, trying to be bothersome. Nearly get a steal. Frankie Moore was after it.
Yeah, keep your eye on this line specifically here. You've got Neil Walsh, number 19 there. He's a real scrappy player, and he's the kind of guy that could make an impact in a game like this by just kind of getting in Eden Prairie's way, making something happen, maybe being that first guy, you know, maybe breaking something up in the forecheck in the zone and then letting one of these other guys capitalize on it. So keep your eye on Neil Walsh, number 19, senior forward for the Jags.
That was Mark Sullivan with that long-distance shot. They list him as a defenseman in their program, but he's top-line forward tonight. Short angle shot. Waldron tested for the first time, passes the test and does not allow the rebound.
Yeah, and Waldron's going to need to be strong tonight. Obviously, doing a good job there of not giving up rebound, just taking the face off and going with it. And Jags will get a line change.
Top line back out there for the Jaguars. Gansky and Graff, two of the forwards, their top 2 scorers. Here's Noah. He'll just paddle it to center. EP sends it right back in again. Dump and chase style for both teams so far. And we've got a whistle behind the play and a high sticking call.
I think it's going to be against Eden Prairie here. Looks like number 20, Mark Sullivan, going to the box.
Yeah, so the Jaguars on the power play for the first time. As a team this year, 24%. Eden Prairie on the penalty kill in the 70s, 79% penalty kill.
And what you'll probably see here from the top line from the Jags, they kind of like to work it up top with Robo sort of running the point a little bit. They'll get Strauss on the far side trying to get his left-handed strong shot, and then Graff tries to work things down low as well.
Yeah, that's where Graff can really be effective on the power play with that big frame. Dumped in by the Jaguars on the chase. Co-captain Charlie Strauss. Tried to play it to the middle. That's broken up and sent back the other way. Waldron misplays it a little bit. Nolan Sullivan for Eden Prairie. The sophomore tried to center, nicely snuffed out there by Jake Johnson. EP trying to threaten shorthanded. Power play about 50 seconds. Middlestead will send it the rest of the way. Good kill so far by EP, Paul.
Yeah, and Eden Prairie has been known just in their entire program to have a very aggressive on the penalty kill.
Jaguars get it down low to Graff. He's bodied up down there. 40 to go in the power play. Can they get it back to the point? Not yet. Frankie Moore circles. Back the other way for Moe, but it's not a good pass. Jefferson unable to take advantage. Down to half a minute left in the power play. Blasty the other way, kept alive. Sweeney to the middle. Moe takes a crack at it, and it's in the wickets of DeRocher, who makes his first save with 19 to go in the power play.
Yeah, smart play there by Sweeney. You know, he's played a lot of defense for the Jags this year, but kind of been both a forward and a defenseman on the way up. Does a good job of stepping in the play. Has always been a pretty smart player as well. Good play to keep the puck in and get a good opportunity for the Jags.
They'll change lines on the power play for the final 20. Lascarbo on the draw. Can't quite win it. Sent back the other way. Should just about do it for the penalty as we're under 10 seconds now. 11:15 left first period. Scoreless Jefferson Eden Prairie. Winner gets their 11th win of the season tonight. EP back to full strength. So far, the big ice sheet not been a factor yet. Here's an open ice play and a quick shot. Waldron flashing the leather on Nicky Lieberman, another talented sophomore for EP.
Too, Josh, is even on the power play there for the Jags, and even really mostly for the Eagles yet, not a lot of quality chances per se. It's almost like maybe a couple of teams trying to feel each other out a little bit.
Here's a drive.
It's probably the best quality chance right there, as I just got done saying that.
Sullivan, I don't think Waldron completely saw it. It hit his mask and deflected up and over top. As you see, the big crowd on hand tonight here on Rink 3. Of course, only one side available for seating. They almost give up a big rebound. Nice job underneath by Sweeney. Chomping at the bit on the doorstep. So far, Jefferson's being physical in front of the net. I like that style from them so far.
Absolutely.
Kept alive in the zone. Jay Johnson tried to throw it in front. Here's Neil Walsh in the corner. 1-on-3. Centers it back out. Jefferson completing a change. They got some fresh bodies on the ice, but the pass again for Moe, not quite on target. The Jaguars will keep it alive, but they're kind of circling at center ice. Now to the forecheck. Here comes Brett Boldenau for EP, and he will clear it to neutral. Played there by a high stick by Gansky, and he will just touch it up to force a face-off with 9:49 left in the first.
Yeah, pretty good quality opportunity there. Jay Johnson doing a great job, junior forward, kind of a good presence to have that turn and fire there. He was able to get a nice low shot, nice little rebound there for the Jags, and also by keeping that puck in the zone, that's something that's going to be important for Jefferson. If they can get fresh legs, maybe catch the Eagles off guard. I mean, any team try to get fresh legs out there, it's going to be a good opportunity for your squad.
Yeah, and certainly that was the first time we've seen the Jaguar third line making a little bit of an impact, and that has to please Coach Lindquist. Sent around in the Jaguar zone, up top, one-time blast, redirected, but well wide, near side. Going to be tough to see in the corners tonight, so bear with us. You see tough for our camera up top as well. We've got pretty much the same view. 9.5 to go in the first. Puck pops free of a scrum, sent back in the Jaguar zone.
That's what happens when you get marquee Thursday night hockey here in Bloomington.
It's not a bad. It's not a bad thing. I love the atmosphere. It just is what it is. What it is. Of course, you're going to get a good atmosphere here when it's Jefferson EP. A chance for the Eagles, and Waldron up to the challenge again, showing you why he's got those gaudy numbers at goals against near 2 and the save percentage above 90.
Yeah, he did a good job coming out there to challenge the shooter. Always important as a goaltender, certainly, to know your angles and to come out there and challenge the shooter. And it also shows that the goalie's got confidence. So anytime you see that, you'll see it here. He kind of steps out. Good challenge there on that replay.
Mark Sullivan, he's been active early. Short angle shot, looking for a rebound. It pops free. Andy Aguilar, number 6, one of their co-captains for EP, in a battle in the corner. Trying to emerge Strauss as they joust at it. Michael Graham has not been a factor so far. Carries it out to near the blue line. They keep it alive. A long-distance shot was shouldered away by Waldron. And we'll see if the Jaguars can break out more with a back checker all over him. Sends it all the way down, but just a bit too far. And icing the call on the Jaguars. 8:28 remaining first period.
Yeah, good hustle by Frankie Moore to try to get the puck out. I think a little miscommunication with his winger there. Some good hustle by Neil Walsh. It's almost too bad they didn't have NHL rules for icing right there. Would have been able to keep it going.
That would make it even more of a wide open game than it already is on the Olympic sheet, right? But why not? I'm all for wide open hockey. Let the talent really shine through. That's why those games at Mariucci, we did one last year, of course, Paul, so entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the atmosphere, I mean, anytime, we got the pep band here for crying out loud. We got the pep band. That's what you want.
Big time.
Anytime the band's in play, that's always a good thing.
Pinned along the glass down there. So Jaguars set it up to the point and a blast right on. They were looking for a screen. It might have been a high stick, even if it was deflected, but a good save nonetheless there by DeRocher.
Brett Johnson joining you back here in the PSB studios. While we have a moment, I'd like to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Tavern on 4 and 5 over at Eden Prairie. Delicious food that they serve 7 days a week, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Definitely make sure you check out their breakfast options. Again, that's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocked from Eden Prairie High School. Let's go ahead and send things back out to Josh Powers, who has play-by-play of tonight's game on BEC TV.
We saw the Jaguars against Benil. They did such a nice job on the face-off dot. It really allowed them to get a lot of opportunities against the Red Knights, another top 10 team. And that's going to be key again tonight. Midway through the first, still scoreless. Nicely done, A.J. Roble. Here he goes. Shot deflected up on top. Nice instincts there by Roble. He's a defenseman, Paul, but he sensed there was some open ice there and he could create an opportunity, and he did.
Yeah, certainly A.J. Roble, a player that's going to try to take his opportunities, a very offensive-minded defenseman. He's going to try to step up in the play, and the Jags are going to need him to do that as well. And good defensive play there by Casey Middlestat to step up and close that gap defensively and cause that shot to not be on net.
Middlestat definitely a guy for EP. He's going to be playing at the Division I level in a couple of years. They've already got one in Graham, who's going to UMD next year, number 16. A blast from Moe goes wide. Puck weird. Karam out in front. Taken care of by Eden Prairie, and here they come. Mark Sullivan, long-distance shot. Nicely played there by Waldron. As EP tries to go D to D. Sent into the zone by Brady Shue, another one of their tri-captains, and we've got a whistle behind the play.
Yeah, it was an offside. An Eden Prairie player was still trying to clear the zone.
Brett Johnson joining you back here on PSB Media. Don't forget to tune in during the intermission as we'll have some out-of-town scores and some analysis. Again, this is BEC TV on PSB Media. Glad to have you along for this cooperative broadcast. BEC, one of our media partners here at our company. Let's go ahead and send things back out to Josh.
Third period scoring for the Jaguars. They've outscored their opponents 30-13 in the third period this year. So if they can keep it close here, third period is where the Jaguars have really excelled. Hopefully that's the case tonight.
Well, and on top of that, too, Josh, whenever you're playing against maybe a top opponent, the longer that you can stick around, that's a good thing for the Jags.
The Jaguars have been skating well here in the first period. 6.5 to go as they're tied up there. Puck pops free onto the blade of Graham Arister. Save made by Waldron. His first good look. Graham again lost an edge, but you see the abilities. He stays on his feet, and then he's going to draw a penalty from Neil Walsh.
Test.
Apparently, Paul, they're going to probably rule that hit came a little bit high. Just Walsh's seventh penalty of the year.
No, Walsh, they didn't give Walsh.
Okay, hooking penalty.
Yeah, I think they gave it to Jay Johnson. I think he just got his stick caught in there when we'll take a look at the replay here. It looked like he was trying to get after him a little bit, and almost just as he turned around, I got the stick up a little high,
I was going to say, if that's on Walsh, that was going to be a really tough call, but it was not. It was a hook before then. So EP in that 37% power play go to work. Shue along with Lieberman at the top of the zone. Deflected puck. Pops loose. Wrister right into the glove of Waldron. Middlestat was looking top corner, but Waldron had the glove right there.
Nice play, too. And, it's too bad because they had a little bit of a turnover there. Had Graff been able to get a good, some good lumber on it, could have cleared the zone. But a great play again by Waldron. Again, as a coach, Josh, I used to like it when my goalie, if early in the game I felt like my goalie was stepping out, challenging shooters, playing with confidence, that's what I like to see early in the game.
Nolan Sullivan on the draw. Jefferson wins it and sends it all the way down. So you've got Chu, Lieberman, Argetsinger, Middlestead, and Sullivan on the power play right now for EP. Bad pass. Sweeney takes advantage and sends it right back the other way. Graff might get there first. Ryan Graff spins behind the net, just trying to kill off some time.
Test. Oh.
Pass for Middlestead, played nicely off the boards, far side. Back to Middlestead. Between the circles, fired it high. Spinning is Lieberman to the point. Nice keep in there by Nicky Lieberman. He'll fire from deep, and it may have gotten through to Waldron. He send it to the corner. Over the top, and a whistle with 38 to go in the power play and 4:52 left in a scoreless first period.
Yeah, and a good call there by the refs. It was kind of a tough judge whether or not that was tipped off an Eden Prairie player or a Jefferson player, but I definitely think it was off the Eden Prairie player, so good call there to bring that out of the zone.
Both teams change up their power play and penalty kill units. Here's Aguilar. Trying to set up shop. Graham using him high here on the power play. Nice deflection. Jake Johnson. Aguilar down low. Bad pass. He was looking for Tyler Safgren. Safgren reclaims. Safgren down low with room to work for Graham. Aguilar back to Graham. 5 to go in the power play. Aguilar walking in. Waiting. Wrister through traffic and in for the goal. Just had enough to sneak through. Officially an even strength goal, but Eden Prairie on top 1-0.
Yeah, I think this may have bounced off a couple players in front. You see the replay here. It's a nice tip there. It was tipped by the Eden Prairie player in front, and then it was just kind of trickled through through Walden, through the 5-hole there. But other than that, what's kind of ironic is a pretty good penalty kill there by the Jags. Minimizing some of those quality opportunities. Unfortunately, they got one right there at the end.
So 1-0 EP. And getting credit for the goal with that tip in front, Brett Boldenau, just his 4th of the year. Aguilar and Mark Sullivan pick up the assists for EP. So we're under 4 minutes left in the first. Here's Maduri. Got tied up nicely there by Middlestead. Middlestead flips it ahead. Beautiful pass. Short angle shot taken by Argetsinger and a save by Waldron. There's that EP speed really for the first time tonight. Getting in on transition. Bad pass to the point. This will go back into the Eagle zone. Quickly ahead. Middlestead. Patience. Tried to drop it off to Alex Pezin, but not a good look. Would have had a pretty good chance. Middlestead gets it back. Been very active the last couple minutes. Jefferson pries it free. Here's Roble. Good patience here from AJ. Got it up ahead to Lascarbo. Poke checked away by Eden Prairie. A battle at center here. Roble sticks it ahead. Nifty behind the back. Pass! And a shot that whistles wide off the stick. It looked like of Gansky. 2:45 left in the period. A turnover, but Jefferson offside.
Yeah, I think that might have been Kyle Wendorf there on that shot.
Okay.
A good, strong shot there by Kyle Wendorf. They got a couple of good, between him and Maduri, a couple of good, strong left-handed shots there on the wing. Well, obviously Graff as well. So some good left-handed shots there from the left wing and center positions. Good play to step up there by Frankie Moore. It's too bad they were offsides there if you're a Jaguars fan.
Graff takes the face off. Does such a good job in that department. Of course, used to taking face-offs in the spring on the lacrosse field as well. Mentioned his skills from hockey lacrosse. They really transfer over. He's one of the best lacrosse players in the state.
Well, especially from a hand standpoint, that's one of the areas that Graff does a great job with.
Here he is, showing you those hands. Got tripped up. They'll play on. So he was looking middle for an assist. Back comes EP. And a low liner off the blade of Lieberman. Easy save from Waldron. 2:11 left in the first. Definitely the tilt here tilted toward the Jaguar end in the first period.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, certainly Eden Prairie had better opportunities on their power play than the Jags did on their power play. But again, the Jefferson Jags are doing a pretty good job of minimizing the quality opportunities of Eden Prairie, despite the fact that there's been a lot of shots.
Yeah, there's been no odd man rushes so far given up by the Jaguars, and really nothing in transition, save for that one really short angle attempt by Middlestead we saw a couple moments ago. Under 2 to go first. Sweeney battling with Lascarbo, helping him out. Jake Johnson will try to break it free of the zone. A lot of room here. Jefferson will carry it to neutral, and Sweeney will dump it in. Takes a bounce off the boards right to Brady Shue. Dangerous clear there for the Eagles, but they get rid of the pressure. Jake Johnson sends a bouncing puck that's picked up by Lascarbo. Talented sophomore for the Jaguars, and they say apparently not offsides. A wrist shot taken from between the circles. Good save by Waldron. That was Graham who hustled to keep it alive. He's got it behind the net. Pocket picked, though, by the Jaguars. Here they come with a minute to go in the period.
1 minute remaining in the first.
They want a line change, and Brady Shue will take advantage for EP. Shue with a lot of speed. Enters the zone. A shot from just outside the circle. Kicked away by Waldron. 45 to go in the period. Up there for Maduri, but unable to connect. See if the Jaguars can get one more chance here in this period. Tipped into the zone, Nolan Sullivan. Now down low, back to Sullivan, right on the doorstep. And the rebound kicked around, still loose. Sullivan's got it and he fires, and another pad save from Waldron. Final 20 seconds. Up top, Aguilar working, tried to throw it in front, now behind the net. And Waldron will pin it along the far post with 8.3. So the Jaguars dodging some chances right there.
Yeah, kind of hanging on a little bit there. That last couple shifts, prior to that, I would say it wasn't, a couple good chances really on that shifts right there.
Sullivan really making some things happen. Nolan 11 points this year as a sophomore. Off the draw, boy, they had Aguilar wide open, but the puck couldn't get through the mess. And the remaining seconds will tick down here in the first period. Eden Prairie with that even strength goal at the tail end of the power play, Paul, a little more than midway through the period, gives them a 1-0 lead headed to the dressing room.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the ice was definitely tilted in favor of the Eden Prairie Eagles. If you're Jefferson, you got to be somewhat comfortable with the way you played in that period and the way that you maybe minimized some of the chances, but they almost got caught playing more of a 16-minute period there. They got to make sure that they don't just, quit at the end, because obviously a team like this could take advantage that they got to come back. They got to come strong in the second period to start out here.
Much anticipated matchup and a great atmosphere here inside the Ice Garden. We'll send it to the band for a quick song to go to break, and we'll be back for more. Eden Prairie leads Jefferson 1-0 tonight on BEC TV.
Brett Johnson back here in the PSB studios as we are in the first intermission of this Eden Prairie at Bloomington Jefferson game. Glad to have you with us as the Eagles off to a good start against the Jaguars, leading 1-0. The guy said out there, the ice definitely kind of tilted one way.
It's BEC TV org on Twitter, at BEC TV org on Twitter. If you get going here in the second period from Rink 3, Bloomington Ice Gardens.
So we are underway. Tipped ahead by the Jaguars. Just 3 shots in the first period as Mark Sullivan goes behind his own net. Trying on the forecheck there was Gansky. Not a lot of good forechecking by the Jaguars in the first period. Credit, though, Eden Prairie. That's why they're ranked in the top 10. They've got some speed and playmakers. Been solid with the puck all year. Both teams also not the highest scoring. Here's a turnover and a shot right on to DeRocher, who makes his fourth save. Both teams not too high scoring, Paul. Both of them average just under 4 goals per game.
But that's the kind of play right there that the Jags need to get. They need to take advantage of, because an opportunity like that's where the tide could turn a little bit for a game or a team when you're being outshot, maybe outchanced as much as they were in the first.
Face-off won by Eden Prairie. Then this should go and will go for icing. 48 seconds into the second period. Conference standings, by the way, in the Metro West. Kennedy and Benilde right now tied at the top, both 2-0. 4 points for both of those. And then Jefferson, St. Louis Park, Chaska, and Chan all with 2 points. Jefferson 2-1 in league play. The loss coming to Benilde. Had a big-time win, though, 9-2 over Chan the other night. Here's a 3-on-2 for Eden Prairie. Brady Shue fires well wide. First real odd-man rush given up by the Jaguars in the hockey game. Flipped around by Robo, but there is Eden Prairie. Along the half wall, they'll send it rink wide on the other side. Art gets Singer. Nicely intercepted there by the Jaguars. They'll recapture behind their own net. Here's the breakout, and it hit one of the forwards for the Jaguars. Picked up by Jefferson, backhanded into the EP zone with 15:25 left in the second period. Line change for the Jaguars. And now a penalty. Elbowing call. And I think it's on the Jaguars, Frankie Moore. So Eden Prairie back with that lethal power play. Scored at the end of the first one and looking to go 1 for 2.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see the elbow there down the corner. Certainly Jags kind of coming out with some nice pizzazz here in the second. You certainly don't want to go on the PK right away.
They put 5 minutes up on the board as well.
So it must have been, they must have ruled it a little bit of an intent type of a deal, or possibly a boarding call as well, which is tricky. Now, so, again, we talked about this before, but with a 5-minute major, should Eden Prairie score,
absolutely,
it stays on the power play. Here's the replay here.
Decide for yourself. You see up along the boards, Art Singer, and that's close from Moore, but hits him on the side, but really Argetsinger had no idea he was coming. Unfortunately, I have to agree with that 5. Frankie Moore, by the way, leads Jefferson in penalty minutes with 40 this year. So a huge moment right now, Paul, with 5 minutes on one of the best power plays in the state.
Yeah, it's certainly a time where they got to step up now, and you need that. When you have a 5-minute major, you can't just rely on maybe 1 or 1.5 penalty kill units. You got to rely on a couple different units. So they're going to have to rely on penalty kill depth here for the Jaguars.
Mark Sullivan threw it in front, looking for Boldenau. Broken up by the Jaguars. Graham pinned along the half wall. EP keeps possession. Aguilar, far side, Mark Sullivan. Diagonal pass over for Graham, who really has not been a factor yet tonight. Here's Aguilar, lets one loose on a wrister, but it's smothered by Waldron with 4:02 to go in the power play.
One thing, if you watch the Jaguars, you talk about getting their sticks in the passing lanes. We said, as a coach, I used to call, active stick. Keep that stick active in the passing lanes. You see them moving that a lot. And they're doing a pretty good job of that, preventing, maybe that nice cross-ice pass for the one-timer.
Well, if nothing else on both Eden Prairie power plays, the shots have come from the point. As I say that, an Eden Prairie player walks in, and the rebound skips just wide. Middlestedt now with a lot of space. There's a long-distance shot from Lieberman, covered and sent the other way by the Jaguars.
Yeah, both you and I need to work on our jinxing. Maybe I should say something like, Eden Prairie hasn't given up a power play or a shorthanded goal in a while, or something like that. See if we can...
We'll try out any of the tricks tonight. Great pass in front! And was saved by one of the Jaguar defensemen, helping out Waldron, and they clear it. Those are the kind of plays, if Jefferson wants to win tonight, they're going to need to make a couple more of those.
Absolutely. That's a great defensive play. Nice offensive play by Eden Prairie as well.
EP looking for more in transition. Nolan Sullivan, who just had that last chance, had another near miss. Jefferson back the other way. Down to 3 minutes left in the 5-minute major to Frankie Moore. 13-15 left in the second. 1-0 EP. Lot of speed, just wide there for Middlestead. More wide open in the second period. A drive right into the glove of Waldron by Lieberman, and he will cover it with 2:41 to go.
Yeah, nice speed shown by Casey Middlestead there for Eden Prairie, but good defensive play by the Jags as well. It's fun to see him use his speed and come down the ice like that. Fun young player to watch, Casey.
Second on the team in points as a sophomore. Don't often see that at Eden Prairie. Backhanded by the Jaguars as we're midway now through the major. Frankie Moore, 5 minutes for elbowing. Sullivan stops on a dime, drops it back to the point. Aguilar spins around, waiting. Wrist shot through traffic, rebound. Everyone in a Jaguar sweater down there to keep it away from trouble. And they clear it again. Down to 2 minutes left in the power play. And now a bad pass for EP will go to icing.
Yeah, you really got to give the Jaguar defense there, both Jake Johnson and Charlie Sweeney, some good props for tying up those guys in front. A lot of times defensively, they're not always trying to maybe necessarily play the puck, but great job there to play the guy and keep him out of the way, and good defensive play there by the Jefferson.
It's definitely been a strength for Jefferson tonight. We talked about it back in the first period. Physical play in front of Waldron has limited the rebound chances for Eden Prairie tonight. Lieberman, very fast for a defenseman. Middlestead. Now behind the net, Nolan Sullivan, Middlestead circling. 1:40 in the power play. Lieberman, Middlestead right on a pad save, Waldron. Sullivan grabs the rebound. Stolen by the Jaguars. They clear it one more time with now 1:20 left in the major.
Great play there. You had Jay Johnson and Charlie Strauss both doing such a great job covering their men on the backside play there.
Nice drop back pass to Brady Shue, but a deflected puck for the Jaguars, and then a short angle shot sneaks in for the power play goal for EP.
Well, nice play by Eden Prairie. It almost looked like it may have bounced off of the stick
that
had kind of a lost stick on somebody there.
Yeah, Brady Shue lost his stick. We'll take a look at the replay, and boy, a tough bounce there for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, certainly Eden Prairie's had some great chances as we look at the replay here, but both of their goals.
Well, you have to credit Arkitsinger there for the great shot, but that's a tough break for the Jaguars.
Yeah, sometimes that's the way it is. I mean, you kind of get denied on your great opportunities because Eden Prairie's had some great opportunities, but then they've been able to capitalize on maybe some of the more or less than more of like a puck luck type of a deal.
Argitsinger's just his fourth of the year. Still 40 seconds, remember, on the Eden Prairie power play. So they still got time with the man advantage. They're now 1 for 2. Up ahead, a chance here. Lascarbo, open ice. Got around the D. Lascarbo tried to send it in front. It was blocked. In front for the Jaguars was Wyland Parrish. Just couldn't quite get it to him. Meanwhile, down to 15 seconds remaining in the penalty of Moore. 10.5 minutes to go, second period. 2-0 Eden Prairie. Jefferson trying for their biggest win of the year. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, Paul, we figured special teams was going to be a big factor in this game, and both Eden Prairie goals essentially set up by Jefferson penalties.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope, by the way, not to interrupt Josh, but I hope someone's okay there as Graf threw that souvenir pretty much a direct shot.
Aggressive toss from Graf.
I hope that wasn't a Hope that wasn't a souvenir that maybe need to check out one of our dental sponsors or something like that. But yeah, no, that it's what, like you said, Josh. I mean, a pretty good penalty kill there by the Jaguars.
Absolutely.
I mean, certainly that they did give up that goal, but certainly could have been a lot better. And they have to bounce back right away right here. Now they just have to come back. They can't let it get out of hand any more than it is at this point in time.
Got an eagle down, and we're going to get I think he signaled, caught the tail end of it. I think he signaled interference penalty.
Well, and here you go. So Jefferson's going to get a chance right here. So this could be pretty huge if they can kill off that major penalty with just that one kind of what I would consider a little bit more of a fluke goal and come back and score here on the power play. That could be a huge transition, huge change in the momentum of the game. Penalties on
Carter Pattison, one of just a handful of Eden Prairie seniors on the roster. So the Jaguar power play 0 for 1 tonight, 24% for the year. This would be huge to get one of them back. Here's Robel. Get it down low for Wendorf. Stolen and cleared by Eden Prairie. Bad passer, a little lazy by the Jaguars. Allows Eden Prairie to clear it. Cross ice off the wall, taken by Charlie Strauss. Nice toe drag, but then he's bumped from behind, lost control of it. They clear it again.
Yeah, they're going to need to sustain just better puck control here on the power play. You can't get lazy, as you mentioned, Josh, here on this power play.
A steal, in all alone. Argensinger to the backhand, denied by Waldron. Huge save from Josh Waldron.
Yeah, Jake Johnson made a mistake, and Waldron said, "I got your back, and you owe me some Diet Cokes after the game, right?" Maybe a Nintendo game or something like that. I don't know. What are the kids playing these days? Halo or something?
Maybe 10 years ago.
Maybe an iTunes gift card or something. I don't know.
There you go.
I got to get with the times.
40 seconds to go on the Jaguar power play. Although the best chance so far has been shorthanded by EP. They lead 2-0. Here comes Graff, who lets one rip. But it's played nicely up high by DeRocher. So the Jaguars get a transition opportunity there on the blade of Graff, but DeRocher up to the challenge.
Yeah, he made a nice little move to step back towards the center, and then Graff has that really quick snapshot, kind of snap wrister almost combination, and sometimes you can take that. You can catch a goalie off guard, and maybe using the defenseman as a little bit of a screen. It's a good play there by Graff.
EP wins that big face-off, although aggressive keep in from Robel. Here's a drive, rebound, and it skirts wide. Boy, they had a great chance there, as that's thrown in front and skips through the crease.
That actually went underneath the goaltender's legs, I think.
Another drive, big rebound, and it's kept out somehow. Nice idea by the Jaguars just to throw some pucks in front, but unlike Eden Prairie, not able to get the bounce they needed.
Yeah, and a great play there. A couple good opportunities by Whelan Parrish, number 12. Really fun to watch them get a couple good opportunities there. It's too bad they couldn't capitalize.
Here's Graham, fires and scores! 16th of the year. Michael Graham just caught it in transition, let it rip, and it tickled the back of the net.
Yeah, and you can tell on a play like that, just taking advantage of an opportunity, a little bit of a mini odd man rush. It's crazy. That's a good example of the game here, Josh. But it's Jefferson had a couple great chances down here, and all of a sudden Eden Prairie comes down to score. It's the difference between 2-1 and 3-0. It's a pretty good difference.
So Mark Sullivan picks assist, and Lieberman will get a second assist. 3-0 Eden Prairie. You look at this game, the way it's been played, if you've been watching all game, it doesn't feel like a 3-0 game, but Eden Prairie has created opportunities and cashed in on them.
Yeah, well, that's just a great hard shot there. And again, the ice has been tilted a little bit, but again, the quality chances haven't been as much there, but they're really starting to maybe bring it on here.
Nick Trumpy, number 34, So a chance for the third line of EP. They've been out there a couple times. Fires makes another save. 7:32 remaining second period. Lascarbo off the draw. Got it around to Sweeney. Has Parrish along the half wall. He'll tip it to center. A little bit too far, though, for the Jaguars. Jay Johnson, and that puck goes right in front. DeRocher has to cover it up.
Yeah, they're matching lines obviously a little bit here, and I like what that line of Parrish and Jay Johnson are doing against Eden Prairie there. Getting a couple opportunities, and that's what you need. You just gotta, at this point in time, you just gotta get something on net. You gotta get some kind of a little puck luck, some kind of a bounce.
Good play defensively there by Jake Johnson, but they're unable to clear, and they fire and score again. Middlestead with another wrist shot. Casey Middlestead, team leading 18th of the season.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a defensive breakdown there for the Jags, and Middlestead doing a good job to take advantage of it. Another good hard wrist shot. Again, you talk about teaching our young kids how to shoot. You don't always have to shoot high. A couple of good goals there by Middlestead and Graham, both low shots, low hard shots. Pretty much right on the ice.
Jefferson takes its time out. 3 goals for Eden Prairie within the last 5 minutes.
You get a good look at the replay here, not as on the ice as the time, almost a little bit of a knuckle puck there.
Yeah. Waldron obviously partially screened, but just a good location there.
I think with the timeout, it's we got to make a decision right here. 7 minutes left to go in the second period. Got to get bounced back with something. Got to stop the momentum as you get a good look here at Coach Lindquist talking to his players. And if anything, this is the type of game where, maybe it's not as much that you want to see them feel like they have to come back per se, but you want to see that what they can do as far as, showing some character, right?
Welcome back here to the PSB studios. Apologize, as it looks like BEC TV's web feed has just gone out. That's how we're picking up their game this evening. So we'll go ahead and try to get in contact with the guys over at BEC and see if they can get us our live video picture back. We'll take a very brief timeout right now. Again, as soon as we get that video picture back from the guys over at BEC, we will go ahead and get you back on air. Again, this is high school hockey, Eden Prairie versus Jefferson, as the Eagles lead this game 4-0.
early and often because they want to make sure that they're ready to, come playoff time in February and into March to make that run.
Here's Graff trying to muscle his way into the zone, got turned away. Under 3 to go in the period. Wendorf just could not quite get past that last defender. Neutral ice battle goes to the way of the Jaguars. Wendorf chases after it to the line and out. Strauss right back in, got it onto DeRocher. No problem with that one. Here's Graham, 2-on-2. Great move by Graham, and he's hip checked down as Strauss made a nice play. Approaching 2 minutes to go. Moore turns it over at center. Nice job on the back check there by Strauss. Here's a wrist shot deflected well wide.
Moore absolutely leveled Strauss. Just a really, really good check.
Friendly fire.
Yeah.
Aggressive play from goaltender DeRocher, but for Eden Prairie goes for icing, 1:39. 5 Eden Prairie goals in this second period to break open a close one, and it really just got that jump started with that 5-minute major penalty to Moore.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned it. Only one goal on that. Only one goal on that power play, but really kind of opened the doors a little bit for what you're doing here in the rest of the period.
90 seconds in the period. Boldenau will carry it into the Jaguar zone. Short angle shot that's worked a couple times for Eden Prairie. One for a direct goal and one a rebound goal. Good cycling here from EP, showing you the speed. Argetsinger, big night for him. Same with Middlestead, just walling off one of the Jaguar defenders. Nolan Sullivan. Now back for Middlestead, a minute to go in the period. Casey Middlestead drops it back. A blast from the point, never got through. Kept alive by Lieberman. In front, they were looking for Argetsinger, but it was broken up by the Jaguars. Just so impressed with that Eden Prairie second line. Argetsinger and Nolan Sullivan really complementing Middlestead nicely. Look, that shift right there looked like they've been playing together all season, not just tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Here's a nice pass. Wheelan Parrish moving in, and he just missed the top corner. A deep drive from the blue line caught by DeRocher with 14.7. Wheelan Parrish there showing you his speed. He got around the D.
Yeah, and I guess maybe he heard me from the booth knocking his speed earlier. Not to say that again.
That's why you're a premier
Wheels. I
premier
didn't say you were
mind.
slow. I just said that your playmaking ability is your strength. But yeah, showing off some speed there from Wheels, like that.
Here's a drive. It got all the way on to DeRocher, who made a big pad save. 12 seconds to go. He'll stick that one behind the net. Brady Shue will try to kill the remaining time. 2 seconds, and that'll do it for the second period. A productive period, to say the least, for Eden Prairie. So they take a 1-goal lead and turn it into a 6-0 advantage with 5 goals.
Yeah, really strong period for Eden Prairie. Again, just a lot of good capitalization on opportunities. They got great opportunities and they capitalize on them, and that's what happens when you're a good team.
A power play goal, a shorthanded goal. Eden Prairie did it all in the second period. They lead Jefferson 6-0. Paul and I will be back for third period action. Stick around. Hockey Night in Bloomington, special Thursday edition. Jefferson Eden Prairie, third period, next.
And you are watching and listening to coverage of Eden Prairie versus Jefferson hockey right here on PSB and also BEC TV. Again, apologize for the issue we had just a minute ago with our BEC TV connection, as unfortunately the main controller for BEC temporarily went down. But I do still want to give them a lot of credit for picking up tonight's game, because we certainly do appreciate it. I know it is a very tough situation for them, being that this matchup is on Rink 3, which is not usually where Jefferson or Kennedy plays. So It's a little bit different for them, a tough setup since there's really no press area on Rink 3, but we do appreciate all their efforts in making tonight's broadcast possible here on PSB and BEC TV. We will take a timeout and have some more information to pass along to you in just a few minutes. And you're watching coverage of high school hockey here on PSB and also on BEC TV. Make sure you stick around as we have lots more on the way, including some out-of-town scores.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Pillow of the ear.
We are never moving to the suburbs.